Clerk Stephanie, yes. Treasurer Joel?
Yes.
Trustee Olga? Yes. And Trustee Nick?
Yes.
Your general fund has 592,965. The tax account has 24,444. Your fire fund has 194,231. Your road fund has 28,222. COVID relief fund has 105,168. Old National Farm Savings has 63,872. And we have CDs of 422,621 for a grand total of $1,326,357.53.
Want to get the money down, right?
I make a motion to accept the fund balances. Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Building report.
During October, 3 building permits were issued. 1 electrical permit, 1 mechanical, and 1 plumbing. And the building inspector completed 5 inspections in the building report.
Make a motion to accept the building report.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Special report. Fair enough on this.
Karen, can you tell
Okay,
us?
can you hear me? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see, my washer's on in the background, so forgive me if you can hear it. I mailed inspection cards for new building permits for 23 and unfinished 2022 permits. I'll continue to review the parcels via GIS on Hack Road, Half Road, Hickory Road, and Heiser Road. I balanced with the treasurer for the winter 2023 tax bills and signed the warrant. Completed the 4016 supplemental special assessment report and submitted it to the state. The inflation rate multiplier is going to be 5% again this year. It's the maximum, same as it was last year, unfortunately. I'm awaiting on appraisal studies from the county equalization department for ag, commercial, and industrial. Looking ahead, I just will need to, in December, adopt the resolutions for hardship exemptions. As soon as the state tax commission puts those numbers and guidelines out, I'll get that information ready, hopefully by the December board meeting. If not, we can do it in January. I will be issuing the personal property statements and doing my personal property canvas at the end of December. And the board of review will be conducted on December 12th of 2023 for clerical errors, mutual mistake of fact, veteran exemptions, and poverty. This is not for valuation appeals. That will be in March. And I will process the 23 approved land divisions and create new parcels for the 24 row. So let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Karen.
Make a motion to accept the assessor report.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Fire department report.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Karen. Fire department, we had 12 incidents, 12 calls. A couple of EMSs, actually most of the EMS, and then 2 canceled en route, 3 canceled en route, I'm sorry. It seems like it's EMS calls are all we really had. So we had 12 incidents, 9 last month, but we're still trending pretty good. Everything else is 24, 17, 11, so we're definitely trending the right way on that, and not having a lot of calls. So not much in that department. I got a meeting at the end of this month with the fire board. if I'm not mistaken, right? Olga?
Right.
Make a motion to accept the fire department report.
Second that.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The sheriff's department report. We had 26 calls last month. We're down from, we were doing 36, 56, 34, 41, so we're definitely trending down in that. Things are quieting in the township. I really can't explain why. But I'm thinking because the fall and the cold's coming up and people are busy, so we don't have time to do anything else. 26 calls for the month.
Make a motion to accept the sheriff's report.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I was laid down.
Okay. Opposed? Motion carries.
Cause I seen this one on the bottom that said weapon.
Yeah, I've seen that
I
too.
wondered what that was.
I don't know.
I just thought, nah,
I wish the report was a little better, like the sheriff or the fire report gives you an address. You know
Yeah.
exactly where it went, where the sheriff's department's
I
real
wonder if
big.
they can, create
I'll call him, but he's
more
really,
in depth. I know you've had issues with in the past, so.
yeah, he doesn't want to give a lot of information. Old business, we have the solar moratorium that ends on 1/20/24.
So I put this on the agenda just because, December is a busy month for a lot of people with holidays and everything. We also have a couple things in limbo, that we'll talk about in new business that if for some reason we're unable to have a meeting or things get jostled around, I just wanted to make sure that that was taken care of, before it expired in January. So that's why I brought it up.
Well, I know they're almost done with the PC,
Correct.
so we're really close. So, yeah, I would say that by the time you get through the lawyers and the engineers, probably need another 6 months,
I think that's
yeah,
fair.
that'd be fair.
and then we should be done.
I think that's fair.
I think we're done, yeah, in the next couple months, but yeah, for 6 months, time, to be safe,
You
just,
can, yeah, you can take it out.
You can always take it off before, yeah.
So do we want, I'll make a motion to extend the solar moratorium to June. Let me get a date here. We'll do, June 17th. That's the Monday after our meeting, so, that gives us time to chat about it if we need to.
June 17th.
Yes,
6/17/24, correct?
correct.
Hopefully get that off there.
I hope so too.
We have a motion.
Yes, I motioned.
I'll second that.
We'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On the new business, which, Mr. Doobie has to talk about it, or?
Well, yeah, I can give you a brief,
The first one is for Wabash.
Yeah.
It's two separate.
Yes.
Okay.
I can give you a synopsis on the first one. This case started in the spring of this year. It has been an ongoing problem for years. The individual is, in my opinion, running an auto salvage business out of a zoned residential area. The individual swears he's not running an auto salvage business, but yet continues to stack cars up like cordwood. He has 4 40-foot semi-trailers on his property, which is again against the ordinance. I have given him every opportunity since I started this case to clean his property. It looked like at one point in time, his property was going up for tax auction. However, or bank auction. However, the owner made restitution payments and salvaged the property from going to auction. We called for a meeting with him, and the supervisor and I met with him. We discussed the ordinance. I read him the ordinances verbatim. He understood that he was in violation of the ordinance. He again asked for additional time to remove all of the vehicles from the property, all the junk vehicles, non-registered vehicles, non-running vehicles, semi-trailers, anything that did not belong in a R1 zone area. He agreed to the term of having it completed by November 11th. I drafted a letter, left it, he was supposed to show up at the township and sign the letter. Again, procrastinated, put it off, and I wasn't going to bill the township for me sitting here waiting for him to show up to sign a letter. So I left the letter with the clerk who was here that day. He eventually showed up at some point in time. The clerk contacted me and said he refused to sign the letter because he had a concern with the wording of the letter, which again is just another stall tactic from the property owner. He's been doing this with me now ever since we started this case. So based upon his actions, I've exhausted all of the steps through the ordinance with him that I possibly could exhaust. I've given him time that I shouldn't have given him. And he took my kindness for weakness. So now I'm asking the board to approve me to go forward with this case, turn it to the township attorney for prosecution. We are going to make sure that we are covered. I want all of the costs from the township reimbursed by this individual should the judge see fit. We want him to remove everything off the property, period. And there was an instance where he wanted the property, he had his lawyer contact me and wanted to split off parcels to sell them. I told his attorney at that point in time, he might as well forget even asking. Because I turned the case, I had reached out to the EPA to have them come out and do soil sample testing of the property based upon what I saw just in the driveway. Little backstory, laws have changed for zoning administrators and code enforcement officials. We can no longer, even if it is not posted, no trespassing. As far as we can go is the front door. We can take pictures from the street. We can take pictures from a neighbor if they allow us on their property, but we can no longer violate somebody's property because they go screaming that we violated their Fourth Amendment rights. It's been upheld in every court that it's been challenged in. Therefore, I'm not putting us in that hot box, and I'm not putting myself in that hot box. So I'll continue to take pictures from the street and build my case that way. We have a thing called curtilage, which is the area directly around the house. I can't violate the curtilage, so I haven't. This individual claimed that I did. And of course, he wants to be a lawyer, but he's not. I explained to him that I went as far as his driveway and there are no trespassing signs. So I'm perfectly within my rights doing an investigation. The EPA had forwarded my case to Eagle. If anybody's ever done any business with Michigan Eagle, it's probably another one of the most worthless organizations that I've ever run across. They had 2 young college students contact me who wanted me to escort them onto the property, said that they couldn't go onto the property, which again, they don't know their own laws because they can doing an official investigation. They were scared, they didn't want to do it, so they backed out. So that's our Eagle organization. If we've got contaminated groundwater, I guess we can sue Eagle now because they refuse to do an investigation. So given that, I need to take this case forward to a judge. to get a judge to order him to remove everything off the property and to ensure that he pays for groundwater soil sample testing every 500 feet of that square area. And that soil sample company will be at the discretion of the township. We will decide who does the soil sampling. My fear is that the ground is contaminated with antifreeze, oil, gasoline, petroleum products, and it's getting into the aquifer. It's getting into the aquifer, it's going into groundwater. It's going into groundwater, it's going into wells. So the quicker we move on this, winter's coming now, so the freeze slows stuff down from seeping into the ground. I don't expect it will probably even get into court until after the first of the year. But this is something I need to deal with the township attorney on. So based upon that, I'm asking for permission to go forward with this case. The township attorney. I guess I'll do these one at a time.
Yes.
Motion on all of them.
No, I agree. I mean, this thing's been a problem. We sat chatting with him and I want to give him X amount of days. And he pretty much said, hold off and let him tell him how many days. We gave him the 60 days and he still hasn't done much.
Yeah, those were his terms.
Yeah.
We gave him what he wanted. And he's just not.
Right. And the neighbors aren't happy.
No, they're really not. They're tired. That it's not only the neighbors that are tired, it's passersby that are tired.
Mhm.
People that are leaving from here, you know, and they don't even live close around. They're coming on other areas of the township and going down Wabash to go into downtown Milan. And, you know, it's pathetic.
And when you get him in the corridor, we gotta bring up that he's got all kinds of compost piles. And I mean, it's not no little compost pile. You keep adding, now he's got a second one going on.
Yeah.
Well, I make a motion that we move forward with the court case, 13460 Wabash.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do we have to do a roll call on it? We're gonna spend money with the attorney?
I would just to be safe, so,
Do it.
yeah, so Supervisor Bobby,
Yes.
Clerk Stephanie, Treasurer Joel,
Yes.
Trustee Mantek, yes, and Trustee Strauss.
Yes. Okay, now our potential court case on 12855 Ridge Road.
Okay, second case. This began November around 2nd and 3rd of 22. The complaint was made prior to that, and I got the complaint then in November of 2022. This is an individual who is running a semi repair shop out of an area that's zoned agriculture. It is not zoned commercial. He has a big pole barn. The neighbors are listening to compressors. They're listening to air tools. They're listening to diesel noise all hours of the night, all hours of the day. It's not fair. Some of these residents, one of these residents actually
So I made it a mission of trying
his building, because he's not there all the time. He's only there when he needs to work on trucks. Well, lo and behold, one day when I was here, I drove out and he was there. I hand delivered him a letter from my hand to his and told him he needed to cease and desist this operation here and he needed to close it down and move it somewhere else, that he was in violation of the township ordinance, zoning ordinance. He's running a business in an agricultural area. He asked about a variance and I said, you're more than within your rights to file one. However, until you do get that, you need to cease and desist all operations out here. He did not. He kept going. So I went out and plastered a big old green sticker on his roll-up door with a cease and desist on it, and he ignored that. I just recently, a week ago, received another photograph of another truck that was brought in to be worked on. So, having said all of that, I have given this guy ample opportunity to shut up shop and move on down the road. He also owns a shop in town, downtown, I believe, and it's my understanding, talking to some people in downtown Milan, that they've also had problems with him in town. So he's not new to the court system. What we need to do is ensure that the residents on both sides of them get satisfaction, peace and quiet. And this is another case that needs to go before the judge and let the judge order him to cease and desist. And we will ask, or I will ask the attorney to put into the clause also that any future business that he does out of that area illegally, each time a photograph is taken and turned over to the township, that he will receive a fine of $1,000. The judge should grant it, but we don't know until we get into court. So, having said all of that, I ask that this 12855 Ridge Road case be forwarded to the township attorney for prosecution.
You have any comments?
I have no issue with that.
Nick?
No comment.
Logan?
No problem.
Joel?
Yeah, the problem is he's not listening to you.
Right.
The problem is he's violating township ordinance.
Yes.
And he's not, he refuses to stop. So,
He's not
yeah,
attempting
if he
to-
wants to file for a variance, or, get it changed from, get his little piece of property changed from agricultural to commercial. He's more than within his rights to try, but he's refused to
Right.
even try that. So, he is now, he's now just saying, I'll do what I want, catch me if you can.
I make a motion to move forward with a court case.
I'll support that.
Probably should do a roll call on that one.
Supervisor Bogey,
Yes.
Clerk Stephanie, yes. Treasurer Joel,
Yes.
Trustee Mansick,
Yes,
Trustee Nick.
Yes.
Moving on to the winter tax bill information.
Winter tax bills, everybody's favorite piece of paper in the mail. The only thing I have on there, and I'm sure everybody's seen this on the back, I moved it around a little bit because all our township information was always on the bottom, and then you rip that off and you send it back to them, so I switched it around. The only thing I have on here is our trash day, and I think we needed to pick that.
Yes, and that's next. Did you put all of our contact information on there? We did ask, I have a resident ask if all of our numbers could be put on there.
I can do that.
Probably just yours, Mark's and I's.
I have the township address and our email website.
Yeah.
My phone number, but I have no problem putting.
Yeah,
so would
I
I.
would put, yeah,
I think you caught a call over that.
yeah,
Because they don't have a computer.
correct.
Okay,
Our older residents appreciate that, so.
right. I will do that.
And then whatever our spring cleanup date is, you'll add that.
Usually we are the third Saturday of April,
Yeah,
which is the 20th.
23rd or 20th?
last year was the 23rd.
Oh, that's why I got it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that Saturday is the 20th.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Is that right?
Saturday, yep. 20.
So. Okay. So we'll confirm that on number 5, just so we don't go out of order.
All right.
Amanda's not here to yell at us, so.
Yes, true.
She's on the phone, but. Okay, so we'll just add the phone numbers, and then when we confirm the spring cleanup date, we'll add that as well.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Anything else you guys think that we should add?
Is there anything, yeah,
So,
I think that's,
I gave you guys a copy, but I did my voice up.
yeah, I'm not doing a newsletter.
Well, I know, but it was only twice a year, it's kind of interesting. so,
Sure,
but
sure, we're not there yet.
No. They only do it twice a
I'll
year.
send a
'cause
copy
nothing-
of my minutes.
Yeah, oh, no, you're kidding
It
me?
costs too much in postage.
Yeah, no kidding. Talk about the crickets
12
outside.
pages.
All right, thank you, Joel.
all right.
We do got villages coming up for next year for renewal, and these are gonna be for renewal, no additional money, just renewals, and it's gonna be for road and fire. Because London did not present theirs correctly and they got turned down. And that's putting a hurt on them right now bad, so I wanna make it clear that we're gonna write this up as a renewal only. So it's not gonna raise anything.
But we've been able to do so much with the roads this past year with that millage money, and we want to continue making the roads nice, using that same amount of money, so.
Yeah.
And then with the fire, fund, with all the changes that the fire department is making, we wanna make sure that we have the money in the bank to.
So it's not gonna cost any more money, it's just
No
gonna be a
more.
renewal of what we're already doing, so
Correct.
everybody understands. So that's it
Okay.
on that. Spring cleanup.
So last year was, April 23rd, which was, I think, the third Saturday of the month. So
If we stay with the same
if we do the
scenario,
third, it'd be April 20th.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so I make a motion to, schedule the spring cleanup date for, April 20th.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Brings on to the worst part of all night. Our crawl space next door, we had the electrical put in underneath the two desks, and the cat 5 cable put in. When they're drilling the hole outside for the sump pump that was never put in, the guy grabbed up, was getting ready to fall over and grabbed the floor joist and pretty much tore it right off the floor joist because it's all rotted out. So this is a sample of it. Our floor's caving in on a brand new building next door. So we wondered why the file cabinet was leaning in the vault room. Now we know, and we got a little video here from the guy that inspected it.
Okay. This is the southeast corner of the building. The corner itself doesn't look too bad. But looking here, that is mold. For some reason, moisture collected here. These joists, these eye joists are gone. Look at that joist there. That's all. And it is bad. I'm gonna stick my knife in this. I just stuck my knife right through that joist. It's bumpy. It's totally bumpy. There's probably 2 or 3 eye joists here that have to be replaced.
And just before we go on to the next one, this building is between 9 and 10 years old. And the floor is falling through. We got a file cabinet ready to go through the vault room. It's been tipping for a while. I didn't think enough time. I thought the file cabinet was just junky file cabinet, so I had to push it, open up the file cabinet. It's not the case at all. Come to find out, the floor is actually caving in that corner. So now I'm coming in tomorrow to tape it off so no one can walk in that corner. I think this one probably shows a little better. Possibly.
Okay, this is the northwest corner. This is obviously where the sump pump is. I've got the new pit, new pump in the pit. Haven't finished backfilling yet. We gotta put some dirt.
This is also the where the vault room is. This is the northwest corner.
This, these joists here are gone. This has been exposed to moisture for a long, long time. It's drilled these joists to get the pipe through to the outside, and I really noticed that they're bad. This bottom board of this joist, crumbled, it's gone. Nothing left. I mean, this part of the joist is gone. All of these are that way. Right here, about a foot off that back wall, all the joists have buckled. They've cracked. And this is where all the weight is on those, from those filing cabinets. So the floor is gone. It's all punky. It's rotted. These joists need to be ripped out, replaced. The floor needs to be ripped out, replaced. Yeah, this is bad. This is at least 4 joists here are bad, but they're very, very bad. There's nothing holding the floor up right here.
So that's underneath the ballroom, which is collapsing, obviously. It was funny, if we wouldn't have had electrical put underneath 2 desks, we would have never known about this, about the sump pump, the floor joist rotting out.
Well, you would have eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go get my checks in the file room and fall through the floor.
What happened there?
Right.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
cabinet in there is leaning 3 inches.
Yeah.
And the sad part is, I
It's
mean,
terrible.
when you go underneath that crawl space next door, it's tall. I mean, I can stand up between the floor joists.
That's not saying much.
But I mean, it's a tall crawl space and it's like, so if you imagine zipping down that hole, if it would have rotted out and the file came coming down, it kills it. It'd have been a done deal. So. I think he's got more pictures in, but I don't think we gotta show all that, do we?
Yeah.
I think that's enough. Yeah. But it just gives you an idea what's going on and,
Probably need to find where the water's coming from.
Gotta find this water source problem
Yeah.
first.
it's.
Well, the sump crock was never put in.
Yeah.
Right, so the crack was never, there's never sub pump, and then there's no ventilation around it, and then they have a heat duct actually going down there as well. So you just have all this moisture from that crack overflowing probably, because there's never a pump in there. And then the heat duct.
It's also spray foam down there, the block and,
Yeah.
and all around, so it really.
It looks clean.
It's really clean and it's
Yeah.
really
But
tight,
it is wet.
but it's just wet and the heat and the humidity has killed it in 13 years.
No.
09?
9 years.
No, 9
No.
or 10 years.
What year was it done?
14.
14
Oh,
and
and
final
14.
electrical sticker
Oh,
on it.
God.
Yep.
I thought it was 09.
So I'm gonna actually call the builder who built it, and have a little chat with him, because technically you should have known that these cut holes in the
Yeah,
block
and-
wall to get ventilation.
Yeah, because this will be something that, I mean, those will have to be replaced, I mean, with. Gary Takey, he wrote us a really nice letter explaining exactly what he found, and you know, what he would recommend. So he said to remove all the carpet in the offices, there's bound to be moisture that seep through the floor. Remove the areas of the subfloor that are rotted, remove all the damaged I-joists, replace them. And then replace the subfloor and then install sufficient ventilation. So, I mean, this is a huge repair job that obviously, you know, we're gonna need to get done fairly quickly.
Yeah,
Because I mean, that vault room is, I mean,
I don't even want anybody in it,
No.
not in the corner.
no,
Stay away from it. We're gonna start actually move everything out of that. Take the conference room and make it the vault room temporarily till they can do something, so.
and Jen and I are gonna work on getting the election stuff all sorted together and locking that up in a separate area. It's just gonna, this has just forced us to clean up that area a little bit sooner than we had anticipated, so. But this is not something I think we don't have to put out for bid. I think we just call for quotes, because I mean, we just.
Like
need
I said, I'm
someone
gonna
to
call
come
the builder that did it first, just to have a chat with him.
in. Okay,
Maybe he can advise us a different way or something different, but I think he's responsible for part of it, obviously, because he puts ventilation, and if you're a professional, you should know better.
It depends on if it was spec that way. If he bid it from the township specs, then
right,
he built it the way they told him to build it.
right,
But the only problem with that is, it's anything like an auto repair business, you're licensed, you're insured. If you go in front of a judge, I already know what they got to say.
Yeah.
You're a licensed professional, you knew better not to do that.
Yeah.
That's why all the years,
Ventilation, at least.
yeah, I mean, it is moist now. You go down there and it's a perfect place to grow mushrooms. In fact, you know, you can see all the babies on there.
so I make a motion to, you know, contact the builder and then just call around for quotes. And, do we wanna bring this back to, or just approve that we accept a quote
With a reason.
within, because I just don't wanna wait to have another meeting if we get a quote to get this finished. Does that make sense?
I had, Foundation Systems of Michigan. I think you might want to call them and have them come out and look at it.
I think.
Not for replacing the, the joist as much, but for
The moisture.
telling you
control.
what to do in there and doing it. They did cottage they have on a lake, and the crawl space was like, and they came in and they did a super job. It is dry, it is clean, no more ventilation. They don't do that no more.
Well, no, you gotta get
It's
the ventilation, right, actually, once
But
it's
it's gotta be
ventilated,
sealed, and
right,
they seal it with a heavy poly from top all the way down across the floor, put in a salt pump and.
well, that's what was
It
done.
was crazy. I mean, the cottage smelled like an old cottage the whole time. And then we had that done, gone.
Well, it probably would have never been an issue if that pump would have been put in correctly.
That would have
So-
definitely helped us.
Correct,
It just
so,
created a whole nother animosity.
correct. So, but do we want to approve for us? Yes, go ahead, John.
You can call a special meeting, Amanda said,
Oh, true.
instead of
Yeah.
doing an amount.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Amanda. Okay, that works then. So I make a motion that we contact the builder and call around for quotes, and we'll call a special meeting if we get some quotes to move forward.
So I guess when they built the place, that's the only question I got. They foamed the walls and the foundation, looks like Foundation Systems America put the trough all the way around, and it's that big, and then they covered pea stone up to it and put a sump pump in, but they never put the pump in, so. You're around, Bob, when this place was built, weren't you?
It was,
You remember what went on over there next door, or?
no, I do not,
So I guess,
not exactly, anyway.
okay,
It all seemed to go away too easy,
okay, that's bad.
probably.
Probably because of the building inspection.
That's a whole other topic.
It was code for years, you had to put a crack in, but you had to put.
So I got a motion on the table.
All right, I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries on that. All right, we'll work on that then. I'll start making some calls on that. Well, it's up to you now.
Yep, so I received this letter from AT&T, this Metro Act right-of-way permit extension. I had to look it up because I have no idea what it even was, or that we even had a agreement with them. So it's a state law act that allows for all the red tape and everything for internet providers and stuff, that they don't have to go through all the different permitting processes to get internet and that stuff to like rural areas. So it's called the Metro Act permit, or Metro Act right-of-way permit extension. So this would extend the existing Metro Act permit issued by the Milan Township, Monroe County to Michigan Bell Telephone Company, or AT&T, which expires on April 30th of 2024. The extension is for a term to end on April 30th of 2029. Doesn't look like we have to do this. They're not asking for any type of money. They're just asking for a signature to extend it. It's never been an issue that I know of in the past.
It will be now.
For what reason?
We need it.
Okay,
Because they're gonna be bringing fiber through.
so it's not an issue. It will actually help
It'll
us.
help us.
Okay.
And everything's gonna be bored through anyway,
Okay,
but it's something we need to approve it.
okay.
We need to definitely extend that.
So are you motioning to extend that?
I have a motion to extend that.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. No nay, okay, and then you got the MTA deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just a good idea, because right now, they're trying to put cable through Michigan, and I don't want to delay that one at all.
Yeah, so I'll get that signed. I just received this invoice. I just wanted to bring it up. It's $50, but I just wanted to make everybody aware. So at the September 28th, 2023 meeting of the Monroe County chapter of the MTA, a move was made, seconded, and passed to collect dues in the amount of $50 from each member township. So they're just asking for that money. Again, I know it's just $50, but I just wanted to bring it to the board since I just received it, to let you guys know if, I don't know what happens if we don't pay it, but I don't see an issue paying it, so.
Did we get a
So-
notice of that meeting?
Hmm?
Did we get a notice of that meeting?
No, not that I know of. But also it was kind of weird. So the email that they sent, it was this money pays for like the food and beverages that precede their meetings. And I've never been to a Monroe County chapter MTA meeting.
Not either.
I've had once.
You have ones, okay, okay, so that's what the money's for, it's for the refreshments pretty much. So, again,
Well, we gotta.
I'm
we gotta pay
spending
for
money,
that.
so I just wanna make sure everybody's aware. It's $50, it's not 500, but.
It's money. I'll make a motion that we accept the $50 and pay it.
Support.
Thank you.
I did, just before you do the fun of vote, I did call the township supervisor, Joanna. I'm still waiting for a call back on her, because that was the other question I had to do was,
Oh, Yule,
yeah,
Joanna. Mhm. All right, so Supervisor Bogey, roll call.
yep, yes.
Clerk Stephanie, yes. Treasurer Joel.
Yes.
Trustee Manzick.
Yes.
And Trustee Strong.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now down to board members' comments. I want to take the time to thank Joel for getting rid of the gravel out there and leveling out the parking lot a little better, so and getting rid of some of the walnuts, it looks like. Appreciate that, buddy, for doing that.
No
It
problem.
looks way better. Cone Road, they got the guardrail going in down here. It looks, I think they're done with it now.
Yes.
They stabilized the ground, put rocks, they dug it all out, put some boulders on the side of it, pounded posts down it, and hopefully it'll stabilize it for a while. I still gotta get some answers back on that. Petersburg Road, that's kind of comical, because we didn't approve to do that.
That's a joke.
It's free.
Yeah,
What happened with Petersburg?
15-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's so rough, it's pathetic.
Well, you know what? They didn't
50.
charge nobody a dime for it, put a ditch in too, but I think it's kind of comical that somebody
Just
just,
took the guy's farm ground, to tell you that.
Wait, what happened?
they went down Petersburg Road. Remember we did Petersburg Road from
South of Milwaukee. This
all
They
the way
went to
to
Milwaukee to Day Road this time.
Well, this way, and
I
I,
spent 2 weeks looking down there.
yeah, so I didn't approve to do Petersburg because nobody lives down it anyway. It's not like a major thoroughway.
Mhm.
Far Road, same thing. I didn't do that road because one person lives on it and I don't think they were leaving their house.
Sure.
So I kind of cut those off when we did the roads. Well, for some reason, they got a bug in their rear to cut a ditch in and knock the shoulders off and gravel it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I haven't got a phone call, nothing. I have no idea who approved that, who did that. I have no idea.
Ditch is never, it's not in a graded, it's gonna, just follows the ground contour.
Right,
Well,
It's
it
just gonna
does.
be a lake down through
I'll
there.
let you know if I get a bill for it.
Well, because we ain't paying, because I didn't authorize that. I don't know what's going on there, so that's kind
It's
of
a
a,
mess. You have to take up Jaworski's farm and the one that Wayne Jones owns, they gotta cut back probably.
So it's
10
between Milwaukee and what? Or
Day.
feet. Day Road
Day,
and
okay.
the township one.
Did you see where they put all the dirt
Yeah,
on Dennison and Cooper Road?
yeah.
yeah,
So Suntag must know something about that, but
well, I requested a couple votes for myself and I got a couple of them, but I got the Cooper Road dirt, but yeah.
I just kind of, that was kind of odd. I was kind of shocked over that one.
Yeah, they spent almost 2 weeks over there doing that.
What's that?
They've been spending almost 2 weeks doing that.
Yeah, they were goofing around with it. Well, they got rain too. That didn't help matters out either, I think.
Yeah.
And then I was also on, I put in for 3 service requests from Monroe County Road Commission. There's on Wells Road, you can't get a combine down the road still, which I put in service requests at the spring and they still haven't done it. So I put in another one today. And then just down the road from Loretta's house, there is a pothole that's unimaginable.
What
So
road?
on, Wells. Between, oh God, what was that between?
Sherman.
Cone Road.
Sherman and Cone, right?
Yeah.
There's some other roads. And then I went down on, I did Half Road, they actually dumped a big ton of gravel there because it was a lake there. And they took care of that, so that's kind of nice. And I put a service request in for Platte Road right at Hickory because the semi trucks are just beating the stone right out of the bridge. So I took care of that. Other than that, I just want to thank the staff for all the help you guys give me and support, so I really appreciate all that. On to you.
Election season is coming up. We will have 3 elections this year. I don't know, or next year. I don't have dates yet. But it'll be February, August, and November. It is a presidential year. I'm sure everybody's aware. This is our first year doing 9-day voting, early voting. Just a reminder, the election day will still be here, but the early 9 days will be at the Raisonville Township. So let me know if you have any questions, let Jenna know if you have any questions. We're gonna be really ramping up for election season next year, in the next month or so. If you guys are ever curious of what projects and stuff we're working on, we just installed a whiteboard next door that has all important dates, our pending projects, kind of where things are at. So feel free to stop in when you see us here and take a look if you have any questions. Other than that, I think everybody's doing a great job and I appreciate working with you guys.
One thing to add on to your election, these people, everyone's probably nervous about the 9 days of voting. You still get to come here, vote your normal thing. It's
Yes.
not gonna change. The normal election day, you come here, vote, and I don't know about everybody else, but I think the longest I waited here was 15 minutes, so.
Yeah, we will, and the election day won't be truncated in hours. We'll still be here. I think they usually start at like 7 until like 8. So, that's not gonna change at all. This is just the state, the new law that got voted in. So 9 days for every single election, except for local. It'll be presidential and state, just not local.
And this year, they're gonna reimburse us possibly.
Possibly.
Are you here, this is open 90?
No,
No,
So where's the voting 90?
we've contracted with Raisonville Township, so Dundee, Raisonville and us, contracted together. So we split the total cost of $20,000, and so now each township only has to pay like 6, almost 7. So, but that's just for the early 9 days, not for the regular election day.
but supposedly they're supposed to reimburse us for that this year,
This
next year, or next time. So it's a cost of the township.
Yes.
Everybody gets paid for that now.
So we are gonna have to budget for that each election cycle, because it'll be for the presidential years and the governor years.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Joel,
Of course, December 1st, taxes come out. I'm sorry. I have to get Mr. Bogey some more money to spend on the roads. I would like to bring up Facebook and people that put questions out there on Facebook, and then it just gets to be a big controversy and people start to headbutt on there. Man, Facebook is just an ugly place to fight people, you know, because the whole world, the whole township, the whole city of Milan gets to see what you're doing. I think you need to be a little more careful. And then Mr. Vogie went up to Lansing there this last week and listened to one of the citizens lie about him, which I wasn't really happy about that. So I guess if you're gonna say stuff on Facebook or go up to Lansing and talk, just make sure your facts are straight and be truthful about it, you know. Facebook is not a place to argue, you know. We're not kids here. So I just think that if you have a problem with somebody, you know, do it face to face, you know, because everybody's tough when you can just talk on the phone. So just keep that in mind. You know, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. Mr. Straw.
Well, update on the solar ordinances, it has been roughed in as a final. It went to Marty, the attorney, for his comments. He had his comments last week. And it went, Mr. Pat Porter and John Shower went and seen the engineers Tuesday and got their comments. And so it's close to being final, but we need to go over the final and make sure everything is correct before we go to the public hearing. But it should be within the next, I would say probably next month, because Marty's seen it, the attorney, David Archer's looked at it with Pat and them, so there weren't a lot of items that they had to change, so.
Hopefully you
So it's just it's just a matter of checking it off, it's, you know, go running through it, checking it off, making sure that we said X and that's in there. So it should be, even though the state's taken away, I don't want to take away the authority, but I think it's still good to have it in place
Yeah, I think, just moving forward as.
before they,
Mhm.
for sure, we want to get it in before they say, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yep.
At least we have something in.
Correct.
But isn't our solar only gonna be on industrial?
Correct. And it's only on existing industrial. So you can't rezone a piece and say, no, it's just existing currently. And besides that, I'll be going hunting.
Yes.
Good luck.
Good luck. Olga,
Nothing.
yeah, you do. Oh, what did we do last Thursday?
We'll talk about the cemetery.
That was like the best meeting, it's not really a meeting, but it's a workshop, so I was just there to kind of watch, but we got a lot done.
You can talk about it.
So I guess our cemeteries we put into play here a year and a half ago, whatever, was copied from a different ordinance, which really was an ordinance. It was a conglomeration of another ordinance and the city of Milan's cemetery kind of cobbled together. We'll come find out there were some issues. I don't know if the lawyer ever looked at it, but now there's all kinds of issues with it. I got our cemetery commission, which is gonna be Amanda, Olga, and Renee, the deputy. And then we had Ann Sweet, who's doing a historical marker for the Rice Cemetery. Franny Dean, who used to do all the burials here for like 30 years, he came down, and then we had our engineer. So they kind of went over the ordinance line by line, per the lawyer, per what we wanted to try to do different. For them to sort it all out, instead of going to the planning commission, we took it down to this way. Now they gotta present it back to the board for agreement, public hearing. But in 2 hours, it was done. Instead of, you know, arguing back and forth and this meeting and public hearing and all this other, it got done quick. Now we do our public hearing, not make it legit, but it was really productive. And there was a lot of input. By the way, Ann Sweet also said, they're getting the historical marker ready. They approved that last year sometime to do, but they're finally getting the final price on it for Rice Cemetery. So, yeah, it was good. It was kind of a good little deal. It was kind of interesting, just sit around and leisurely talk about things. What I got done, so.
What happened on the fence? Did somebody get a hold of somebody on the fence there?
We're sending a certified letter to the gentleman
Who hit it?
who hit it, and then we'll move forward from there.
Yep.
Depending on what happens with that.
We sent a copy to the police part too, so you can't deny it.
Right.
Other than that, that's really staff.
Anything, Jenna?
I don't have anything. Amanda says she's sorry she couldn't be here, but she doesn't have anything either.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
That's great.
You sure?
We'll get a phone call later.
All right.
Public comment for 5 minutes. Let's ask anybody on Zoom that's got this. We keep forgetting to do this. So anybody on Zoom want to have a chat?
I want to ask a question to
Uh-oh.
Stephanie.
Oh, gosh.
On the voting, the 9 days to go to Raisinville, are the people going to be notified of where, I mean, how would they know if they're not watching this, that they're going to have to go to Raisinville?
That's a really great question.
How about the taxes?
Ooh, the tax bills. We might be able to add that to the back of the tax bills.
That should work.
Yes, and
And you
we'll
post it on-
we'll post it on the doors. We'll post it on Facebook, on the website, the sign outside. Yeah, I mean, this is all new. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to figure out what the best course of action for that's gonna be. That's a great thought.
But you will send out the absentees, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It does not change absentees at all. You can still do absentee, that does, and nothing else changes. This is just giving you another opportunity for 9 days to come and cast your vote yourself.
So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else on Zoom? Nothing, nobody else?
No, I have something to say.
I knew I should have blocked her.
Hit that gavel.
No, just because y'all just, had to act the way you did, I had to have my voice heard tonight. No, you guys had a great meeting, and I hope you all have a great night.
You too, take care, be safe.
We will. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else on there? All right, move along for public comment for the crowd out here. Anybody?
What's the latest and greatest on the back roads and trucks?
I actually called Monroe County again today, trying to get a hold of them to see where the ordinance is at, so. That's, something did good come out of it though, because someone was complaining enough, because Michigan State Police truck unit has been driving up and down Milwaukee Road for the last 3 days.
Send them down Ostrander Road.
Yeah, I don't know who called them or what's going on or how they got them out here, but they're enforcing.
Did you mention anything in Monroe County about Jake Break?
I can't even get a hold of anybody. I left a message, I called
Come on,
them.
slacker.
What's that?
Come on, slacker.
Yeah, I got documentation. I did call him and I can't believe he didn't call me yet. He always calls me right back. So
They're coming down Ostrander Road to Ann Arbor Road and Jake breaking left and right.
Yeah, that's gotta be a little.
Only because I was home for 3 months and I know that.
You're right. Well, it gets annoying. I tell you, when I worked in Ohio, I had to drive down. I can't think what road to go to Columbus, but there's signs in every single town, you do not use a Jake brake.
23. They don't need to use one there.
Well, no, it's not 23. You turn off to go like Kenton, Ohio. 68. 68. All right, we got her, Tim. Anybody else?
Brian's coming tonight. That stop sign on the corner of Dennison and Cone wasn't blinking.
You have to be doing 25 miles an hour when you come up to a stop sign.
It was slowing down.
That's why
I had to stop.
Yeah. No, if you're under 25 miles an hour, we'll set it off.
Was that on the south side?
Yeah, I was
From
coming
there,
north.
you were.
Is there any way to change that to where it just, no matter how
did
fast
work
you
for
were
me.
going?
You call.
Yesterday.
Because it's really
Yesterday,
frustrating
I
when,
just, and I
It did it
noticed
for
it
me
because I was
down
coming
there.
from Dundee.
Didn't go
So
off.
I was coming down,
yeah, just,
And there was some.
whoever's
Yeah.
coming up,
It didn't
just,
go.
and I was
Okay.
way down,
Box off
and it
with-
would come on, but
What's that?
it wasn't for me.
Yeah,
There was
take my
another
box
car
off,
going around.
flip
I
it.
seen it from
Goes
way
to constant
down,
act.
Yeah.
like on the other side of Milwaukee.
Tonight,
Yeah, it was
it
special
didn't
cord.
blink at all.
You have
And
to have
it
a
came
special
on
cord.
For me,
That's why I
when
didn't
I
get
got there
changed for
probably
2 months.
100 yards.
Really?
later
The
or
factory
something.
said at 45 miles
So
an
it
hour.
did come on.
So it took them forever to forget. Well, see if we can change that.
yeah, I think that's probably
Yeah.
good.
And it starts blinking, and tonight it
We'll
didn't
see,
blink at all.
we'll see if there's just an option to where it just goes off at any point when
Right.
people are coming up.
I
Or
was-
there's not a,
'Cause I did creep up to one night, yeah, I made it not blink, but I was slowed way down, got up there and I'm like, yeah, it won't blink, but you gotta be doing 25 or better. So, anybody else? Yes, sir.
What about possibly still blinking light, whatever at Ann Arbor and Cone Road?
Well, I'll tell you the good news and the bad news. I don't know if I told you that before, but for putting them blinking light stop signs, I got chewed over that.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, so there's.
Yeah, there's a procedure you have to follow to get those put up.
but that's still an important spot to where.
I agree, 'cause people still blow that sign.
We got somebody blowing that sign going up onto 23.
Every 23,
Yes.
every time.
Constantly.
That blinking light's not gonna make them stop.
No,
blowing the light.
Grumble strips would
A little
actually
blue
be
truck,
better,
little blue car with a little red light and it can stop.
Yep.
but
I think down here in Cone and Dennison, I think it's stopped a lot of accidents. So if we stop 3, 4 accidents, it's better than nothing, so.
Well, they're running the Milwaukee Road, the stop sign too. I can sit.
Terribly.
Look
Oh,
out
it's
the
bad.
window or be mowing grass and watch them run the stop sign. They do it both ways.
Yeah, especially when the corn's down, because they can see.
Yeah.
Road I live on.
Oh, wait, hey, he's on bridge, that's a disaster.
All that stuff's minuscule, man.
Well, 3 years ago, I called on the Denver school bus started. She ran.
Did you really?
Yes, she did. I watched her.
Well, I guess who you gonna call, because we had a Monroe County Sheriff's Department ran a stop sign too. The blinking one,
Monroe County Sheriff's Department ran.
blew it right in front of Joel.
Really?
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's the law, he can do what he wants.
Well, somewhat. Anybody else? Yes,
The building at Corrigan,
there's a man we need to talk to right there.
is falling in.
Oh, the one up there
Yes,
on the corner.
yes, that one. Obviously, you're looking in the local community. That's been like that for 3 years.
Right.
Falling in, obviously, they're taking and putting other companies coming in, storing equipment there. Is that allowed?
Do me a favor,
If
if you're in the area, stop in the township, fill out a complaint. It's a complaint-based township. Without a complaint, I can't go at it.
I talked to Mark a couple different times about it. I sent him pictures and that.
Yeah, just fill a complaint. I'll give it to him. I'll give him the pictures.
Fill out a complaint and I'll be right on it.
I guess the thing is though, is why are we holding the general public to a higher standard than a commercial company?
My friend, as soon as I get that paper complaint, I hold them to the same ordinance standard as anybody else. If it's in writing, it exists. And I'll be all over them. I'll deal with them. But I need that in writing. I need that complaint. Because if not, then
What's that?
being a complaint-based township, they'll claim I'm harassing.
But I mean, if you go and see it,
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
I have to have a
matter.
complaint.
Okay.
So, by all means, please, fill out a complaint, and I'll make phone calls, I'll be all over them like I was on Feral Gas. So, and Feral Gas saw things my way, so Corrigan will see things my way too, or they'll pay for it.
One more thing. Oh, what about, the house on Cooper Road, that the tree hit and it's sitting there with a couple tarps on the roof, we do the same with that?
I don't have a complaint on it.
You know what I'm talking about, Mark? Have you heard anything on that house? Are they doing anything with it?
Is that Frank, Stephen Frank that owns it?
Correct.
We got turfed off the tree off it now, though, right?
They got the tree off of it, but there's a tarp, it was open for 6 months before they put a tarp up there, so I'm sure there's water damage in the house. I don't know if he's tearing it down or he's fixing it, I have no idea, but.
Replacing them, you be every 4 months.
Oh, I got his name. Let's take a peek at that, see what's going on with that.
Got a question.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Robert, Bob.
Yeah, Mark, speaking of houses, what about that house on Wells in Sherman?
I was just there today.
Yeah.
And there's nobody living there now from what I can see. So now we can kind of move forward on that deal. Like,
Yeah,
it's
the sheriff will tell you a different story. I've had the sheriffs out there on, a well-being check. And it appeared at that time that the nephew of the homeowner was staying in the house with the homeowner's permission. One of the things sheriffs could do about it, and we can still file, which I will be talking to Marty with in these other cases in regards to a dangerous, township doesn't have a dangerous building act, but the state of Michigan does. And I can refer the state of Michigan Dangerous Building Act, and I can still cite that, being a township investigator. So I will cite that with Marty and try, we even tried to get it for back taxes.
I know.
He's paying the
We've been
taxes on it.
fighting with this for many years.
And I don't know how he's paying the back taxes, because up story, he's doing time in the UP. So I don't know how he's paying his taxes.
someone's paying for him. I think.
Somebody's paying it. Nephew, somebody is paying.
They've
They're out.
screwed with the township for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But they aren't out, because I drove by it today, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And it really looks abandoned now.
Well, I still see cars now and then.
Right.
We do, and it's hit and miss, because
Right.
I'll go by it every, like 2 days in a row, and there'll be no cars, so. Maybe this coming month we'll work on that.
And that shed fire is still under
Yeah.
not that they're actively pursuing it, but it's still under
That was a good thing
investigation
it
because
happened.
it was suspicious in nature.
Yes.
It's just a shame it was the shed and not the house.
Sorry, guys, but do you know where the nearest gas station is?
Milan or Dundee,
You're
so
halfway
north or
between.
south?
You go right up here to this road and take it all the way into town, and take you to Milan. If you go back here on the other side expressway, take a right, go all the way to Dundee, about 3 miles away.
Yeah, I go to Dundee, it's gonna be closer to
Yeah,
mine.
yeah,
It's free.
Yeah, I would jump on closer.
Yeah,
and
go
go
right back
straight
over here on the
down.
other side.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, we are working on that, and like I said, I drove by today, because there's like huge mud hole right in front of the place too. Which is entertaining. Yeah, we're definitely actually, we are pursuing that. We have been working on that all summer long, actually.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm tired of it too, because it's just creating havoc for everybody. And who lives down the other, is it George? Bennett. Bennett lives at the end of it, and he's been dealing with this for years. He's done with it, so. Anybody else?
Me. Does the township have an ordinance for, free range animals? I've had turkeys, tom turkeys and stuff, cross the road, over to the farm. I've had chickens out on field after getting planted, crossing neighbors' yards. There's been stuff going across Ann Arbor Road that could get hit, make an accident. Does the township have anything in their ordinances for that?
Yes and no. If it's a
Well, I
wild turkey,
understand why.
no.
They say wild.
Yeah.
These
I
are
live
tom
right down
turkeys.
there. I know the story.
They were
But I'm out.
grown, they
I'm
were
out.
raised
It's
for
just-
turkeys.
That one takes a minute.
There's another
This
little,
was December 4 years ago.
we got another home on Hickory. It's got a little problem with cows and pigs getting out
So we
too.
got 2 on Milwaukee and there's 1 on Ann Arbor.
Yeah, one in there, road. There's animals every day.
Them ducks go across the road and somebody goes to stop.
Every
We're gonna
day.
have an accident and it's gonna be a problem.
We'll take a peek into that.
I have one on my road, the Brown Farm that we own. And it's constantly, they're out there, they go through the neighbor's yard, go to the other side. It's,
I would like to help. The only ones that are gonna help me, good luck with that, is the DNR.
if anything's out in the property of mine, they're gonna become chicken dinner.
Well, last time,
Because this has been going like this for 3 years and.
last I knew, if a cow gets out, gets on your property and destroys your stuff, you can actually,
Right.
yours.
Yeah.
it's
I didn't
technically
know
yours
if
because
Township had anything in their,
actually, I think we'll review that. I honestly.
I wanted to get to the Board of View meeting Tuesday, I was in the combine cutting beans, so I didn't get a chance to come.
No, that's a good question, but as far as I know, if a cow gets out and turns up your farm, you can shoot it, it's done deal.
Okay.
Because nobody will wanna claim that cow because then they're responsible for the
Right,
damage.
well, chicken, we'll take care of that, that's no
No,
problem.
right, and chickens, I believe the ordinance does read that they have to be contained on the property.
Well, they're not.
Right. So I'll take a look at it.
I'll get some, whatever, I'll do the paperwork.
Yeah,
whatever.
give me that form and we'll look into it.
And he's got one over by his house. It crosses the other day, it crossed like 3, 4 of them, right across the road. Went over to Dozel's field. Nonchalantly go across Ann Arbor Road.
KFC?
Well, I'm not, that was Doug.
Oh, that
Oh
was
my
good.
God.
Yeah, well,
Anybody have anything else?
it's gonna be Doug.
It is 13. Oh, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at
Quite group of that.
8:13.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll take it and, we'll stretch our prosecutor.
Nail your nipples.
And I know your next door neighbor there in Ann Arbor will take care of it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, him and I have the conversation. What about?
The guy on Hickory that he
We
went
we
to
red
the
tagged him
state
today.
and they said
Did you? We red
it
tagged
was
him
fine
yesterday.
because
They get loose.
Red tagged him yesterday because he didn't pull permit.
They get loose. That's
So,
so big on the
Bob went
ratio.
down and tagged him.
So this is.
And.
Had
her baby?
Yeah.
Kelsey. You wanna find these out there?
I had her this afternoon.
Yeah.
Couple weeks old.
Forget how little they are. I know, I was just holding, Danielle, son Mason, they just had another one, a little boy. And I was holding him, and I was like, oh my, I feel like I don't even know how to hold him anymore. Perfect.
Only thing is I had to pee.
I don't know if they're getting out of that area or what's going on. Well, Tim said the house, he lived in the house prior to that, left.